News Center Maine is partnering with the-maine-monitor to bring you some of the reporting being done by journalists at the independent nonprofit publication. Today, we're talking about the University of Maine system, which oversees 7 public universities across Maine. It's on the verge of closing a deal for its first system-wide artificial intelligence platform. The system plans to award a 2-year contract for ChatGPT EDU. Here to talk more about that is Christian Moravec, an education and workforce development reporter with the-maine-monitor. Hi, Christian.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in. All right, let's start with this. Why is the public university system pursuing a contract for AI?
Yeah, so from what I've seen in my reporting, there are kind of 2 overarching reasons why they are pursuing a contract like this. The first being that they really want to equalize access to this type of technology across its entire system. So for instance, if there were a department that wants to adopt a tool, but maybe they don't have the budget to do so, they can use the system-wide tool. The other end of it is that the university system does plan to grant access to students. And it's doing so in order to make sure that students who might encounter this type of technology in the workplace, and as we know, it's becoming increasingly common, they have an opportunity to learn how to use it and interact with it while they're working on their academic careers.
Sort of embracing it instead of shoving it aside. Why ChatGPT EDU?
Yeah, so the university went through a competitive bidding process, and essentially that bid was the lowest and most competitive. The bid was submitted by an IT vendor known as Carahsoft, and it came in at roughly $1.39 million for that 2-year contract. And while we're at the time of this taping, we're in a 5-day appeals period for other bidders to kind of argue some of the facts of their cases that they've made for their previous proposals. They can't submit new offers, and since the ChatGPT EDU offer was roughly $600,000 lower than the other top bids, that's likely what we're going to see roll out this summer.
How will the platform be used?
Yeah, so OpenAI's ChatGPT EDU, which is the education version of the very popular AI chatbot, has a lot of potential uses. I mean, of course, it can summarize documents, it can analyze data, it will have higher messaging limits than what you see with like the free version. It can also allow you to create your own custom ChatGPT, which is pretty interesting. And there are some interesting security features that come with this type of enterprise contract. For instance, OpenAI says on its website, for a program like this, whatever's entered into this AI system, it's not going to be used to train OpenAI's models. But the system was pretty clear in its rollout announcement to the community that it's not going to be a mandated tool that people have to use. It's going to really be up to the people, as they put it, doing the work to decide how and if they will use it, as long as they kind of follow the data and security policies and laws that are already in place.
Yeah, I mean, it's an option to learn about it.
Right.
All right, Christian Moravec with the-maine-monitor. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and you can read the full story at the-maine-monitor.org.